hear you guys.
Well, you heard that because I just went to a song and it started playing without me hitting the play button. It just started.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tech Brunch. Like that Tech Brunch?
The Tech Brunch.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with it. Tech Brunch.
I'm hungry though.
I am starving. So, if you listen to us on our feed, this is Marco, Steve, and Chris is sleeping. David, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
So every morning we get together, every Sunday morning we get together and we discuss the things that have happened this week. So this week in tech news, we have to talk about the Apple Watch.
Can you talk about it with the waiting list that's out?
Sold out.
Isn't it like an indefinite waiting list for it?
I don't know what sold out means, though.
That's just creating demand, right?
Yeah.
So.
Everything's sold out.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I still am not sure why I would buy it.
So I'm still kind of negative on it, although I noticed that some of my apps are on the Apple Watch. And I'm thinking what that would do once you get the right app on the Apple Watch.
Well, what are you going to do with it? I mean, I've seen the Pebble, I've seen a bunch of these other watches. I've never been sold on the concept personally. You know me, I'm a gadget guy. I like this stuff, and I don't own a smartwatch. The only one I have is my Garmin that I use for running, and that's it. Personally, I don't see what's harder about looking at your wrist or looking at your phone that's in your pocket.
Yeah.
Well, if they pull this off, right? So if they pulled this off, meaning if they were able to make demand for the watch, I'll be truly amazed. Because they have to actually do a shift in the way people think.
Well, they've done it before with Jobs.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Chris.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
Maybe not. Anyway, he looks perturbed. So I just think that the Apple Watch, if they pull this off, it will be a shift in the way that people think about watches.
Yeah.
Because people don't wear watches like that, and I just don't see the demand for it.
I guess we'll see, right? Over time will tell with this one whether it's a bomb or it's a hero. But
yeah,
I think it's going to take some time. I mean, I've read about it. I haven't actually seen one yet, but I don't know. I just not a big fan of any of those smartwatches right now. I just don't think they're adding enough value that it's worth the price. I'd rather just wear a regular watch.
I'll tell you the truth, I like the Moto X or the Moto.
The Moto X is the only one that I think is kind of cool because it looks like a real watch.
Right, and it's interesting because it's round. It's also interesting to me that they're working on getting an iPhone connectivity to it.
They're working on it.
No, but they're saying that with the next release, you will be able to use your iPhone with it.
It's a smart move.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris, we can't hear you. So, there he is.
Oh, there's the sound.
How about now?
Perfect.
He's in.
So what do you think about the Apple Watch?
I saw about a half a dozen reviews, and it seemed like the consensus for most of the people was, I don't quite understand what you do with it.
Oh, excellent. Okay, I was worried that it was the other way around.
It's a technology solution searching for a problem.
Yeah, that's why I said if they can pull it off, they'll be, an anomaly. Anybody in your office have watches?
I haven't been to New York yet, but nobody I've met in San Francisco so far does.
In the companies I've worked for, a lot of people have had the Pebbles and stuff like Pebbles and some of the other smart watches, the Galaxy Gear stuff. But
I've seen those.
But I just not. I mean, I'm just not impressed with any of it personally. It doesn't. I don't get it. Maybe I'm too old. It just doesn't. To me, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, the Pebble has always had something for the golfers.
Yeah.
Something with golf and Pebble. I'm not a golfer, so I don't know. But something you can see, you can spot the hole or something.
Yeah, you can tell your distance to the hole.
Right. But I just, Chris, I'm searching for something here, but I just don't know why I would ever buy one.
Yeah, and that there is some utility to being able to, casually glance at your watch instead of pulling out your telephone, to see who's calling you during a meeting or something like that. But I don't see it as being tremendously useful.
I also think it's weird that all these stars celebrities have these iWatch, right? Because if you look at the way that they live, you'd have to charge this thing 3 times a day.
Just because they're wearing it doesn't mean it has any juice left, or they're doing anything with it.
It's still got the demo sticker on it, so it looks like it's doing something, but
exactly. They're not actually. I don't think they're actually users of it. They're just people who happen to have one. Because most celebrities don't even manage their own Twitter accounts anyways. They have, PR people that do that all for them.
So, Chris, when you're in town next week,
yeah,
you can go to Canal Street and get one for $5.
Oh, cool. Good.
Yeah.
Good idea. I like that.
So the next thing we can talk about, if we're done with talking about why we don't know what the hell's going on, I want to discuss Amazon Prime Music. I started using that this weekend. It's pretty good, and there's no ads.
I like it. And it's
How's
built into
the
your
library?
Prime. Yeah.
The library seems pretty good, but I think everybody has the same library these days.
You think?
I think it's just something you get licensed to it.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right about that. Been, I've been just playing with the app myself. I didn't realize I even had it.
So I think that the biggest thing about I think the biggest thing about it would be the predictive engine.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what they do, right? So it's all about you listen to this stuff, we'll serve up this stuff for you to buy.
Well, yeah, but I think that's like when you listen to Pandora and you choose a station for Pandora, there's some wackadoodle music coming up to you. I mean, what do you guys use?
Yeah.
I like a Pandora/Spotify person. I switch between the two frequently.
I don't really use Spotify. I do use Pandora, but yeah, I'm with you, Marco. Sometimes you get some crazy stuff that plays.
And that's why I switch frequently. Because I hear something, I'm like, okay, this station was okay, now it sucks, so I'm off.
But what does something like this do to a Spotify or a Pandora, right? Spotify just raised like another 400 million, right?
Wow.
I don't think that Spotify is worth $8.5 billion.
I can tell you that I've done informal surveys in my office, and asked 20 people, what do you prefer? And it's Spotify crushes Pandora.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, without a question.
And I don't know if you missed that, Chris, but I was thinking that the biggest deal about these companies is not the library, because they're all the same. It's the predictive engine. They know what to serve up next, which I think that Amazon will probably do a good job at it.
So I guess the question would be, does their music service allow them to look at all of your purchases, or is it walled off in the Chinese garden?
It must. It's linked to your Prime account. It's part of the Prime deal. So
So if it's looking at all of your purchase history, then that could be very interesting to be able to come up with some music that you might like. That's information that nobody but Visa has, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not even Google probably has as much information on you. Well, yeah, Google's got a different set, but
No.
Yeah. So the biggest issue I see right now is that there's just so many of these companies.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. Is how do they all survive? You got the iTunes radio, right? You got Spotify, you got Pandora, now you got Amazon.
You got
Prime
TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Slacker,
Yeah.
Milk. I mean, it's crazy. There's so many
Yeah.
of these different apps that are out there.
Yeah.
but when you think about it, right? There's 20 different AM radio stations and
It's true.
15 different FM radio stations.
Yeah, that's certainly the counterpoint, right? There's a million radio stations out there too.
Yeah, but I think it's different though, because when you're listening to the radio, it's very easy for you to switch from one radio to the other. When you're listening to a service, why would you switch?
It's the click of a button to go from Spotify to Pandora,
I
right?
know, but do you really want to do that? It's the same music.
No, but it isn't, right? That it's which engine is driving what you're listening to.
Guys, I do that all the time while I'm driving around since I've been the road warrior a lot lately, and I'll be streaming Pandora or Spotify in my car, and the best connectivity is in going through certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
I just, even though I love being able to do that, I end up turning it off and listening to satellite radio because it gets too annoying with all the hiccuping and starting and stopping, and then the content, I'm not getting the content I want, so then I end up switching from one service to another, and I have to wait for it to spool and launch the app and catch again, and you get irritated, and I'm like, all right, this is annoying. So I think a lot of people must have that same experience.
Well, yeah, but you're talking about moving it around. I don't think that I would probably not listen to this in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's true. I'm listening to either satellite or regular radio in the car.
Well, that's what
And Dave, you're dropping.
He's listening to too many of these radio stations right now.
He's
Stop streaming, David.
I got nothing going on. There's nothing happening here.
that's a different issue.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Great.
So, and don't forget, we got Beats coming out. We got the new title, right?
Tidal just launched. Yes, the artist's version.
Yeah, and I think what they're trying to do is now get exclusivity.
Yeah.
They're trying to bring up differentiator by exclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Are any of these guys making any money? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Chris, but are any of these guys making any money?
I don't think so.
Who's these guys? Is it
All the streaming companies.
I think that none of them are making money. I think that Pandora doesn't even have a way to make money.
Right.
Do you understand the way that works, by the way, that business? As it relates to the licensing, you have to be able to carry. You have to be able to carry. What do you call that? So, for example, for every user you get, you have to pay money to everybody that you have in your library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, I don't know if I can find it again quickly, but there was a great article last year in Business Week on Spotify and just kind of this whole streaming radio business. And the way that the content and all is licensed, it almost makes it impossible for these companies to be able to make money.
Well, that was my point.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's silly. I mean, it's cool service, but there's so many of them out there. They're going to have to consolidate if they want to live, and it's going to come down. There's going to be 2 or 3 services, and that's it.
I don't think it's going to matter. You can consolidate all you want. I don't think it's going to matter to making money.
Yeah, I think
the back
it has
end model has to change with how they make money.
Because
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
Or it has to be something like an Amazon Prime or an iTunes Radio, where they don't care if they're losing money on the streaming content because they're making it up on selling you the music or the other media and revenue they're getting.
I don't think Prime Music is there to make them money. Personally, I think it's there to keep people to offer more value add, so people pay what is it, $80 or $90 a year now for a Prime account.
Well, no,
so people just pay for.
You can buy music from it, just like I do.
No, I know you can, but I don't think a lot of people are buying.
No, I agree with you.
I think people are just streaming whatever you get for free. Same thing with the content, with the movies and TV shows. Most people just watch the free stuff, and nobody's anything that's paid, but they're paying the money.
It's the BJ model, right? It's the Costco model.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, and it gives you entrance into buying products off of the Amazon website. It's worth having because you save money on shipping and you get a little bit better price on some products. And now you have these other value adds keeping you in your ecosystem. I don't see it as a win for them with all of a sudden becoming another iTunes, because isn't iTunes the only successful one of these music stores? At the end of the day,
I'm sure you're right.
Yeah. And iTunes is successful because they were able to negotiate contracts that most of the others can't mirror.
Yeah. And that's what I meant by the back end models. The other guys are all screwed.
Yeah.
Well, I think the whole music publishing business is still going through disruption. It's just not finished yet.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
So let's talk about something else. How about about the new photo app that came out for the
iPhones?
No.
Say it like you mean it.
just photos, right?
Just photos.
That's X. So what I don't get about that, Mark.
You're breaking up. I have no idea what you just said.
Hear me now.
What is just photos? I'm not familiar with
it. You have the lag going on. So the infamous iPhoto is no longer, Chris, and the new one is called Photo, or Photo.
Of course.
Or it's
just
somebody
would have had a trademark on the name or something by now.
It's called Photo.
Photos, it's plural.
So
Photos, okay.
Here's the premise. The premise is that all your photos live in one spot, right? And now they're saying move them to the cloud, and now you can access all your photos all the time from any device.
So it's Picasso.
So
what I've had on my Android for 4 years now.
Right, but here's the issue. Because it is an app that you have to tell it what to do. This lives natively within. It's no different than Flickr or anything else.
Well, actually, I think Picasso's name is going away, and it's all just part of Google Plus now. But it's defaulted on in the Android. So when you get your Android, Google Plus is grabbing all your photos in the cloud and backing them up for you anyway, and they're available to you on anything that you can log into Google with. So this capability has been there for
4 years, maybe longer.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any gestalt, right? I think it's just what it is. I'm not looking for the innovation because there isn't one.
Also,
I just don't know why they did it.
The neat thing about the functionality in the Android is as I upgraded phones every year or two, I would turn on my new phone, and after it sync, which could take an hour or more, but after it syncs, I got all my photos from my old phone. they're all there, and they're in the cloud, and whatever I want to do with it. So I've got every picture I've ever taken with any one of my cameras since I got an iPhone. Since I got rid of my iPhone and replaced it with an Android. So it's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, the same thing that this does. The only difference from what it was is that iPhoto puts their pictures into a proprietary format.
Mm.
Oh, that's handy, yeah.
So now Photos puts it up on the cloud in a RAW format.
Okay.
That's the big deal for this.
All right.
That's all.
So the RAW format is going to be handy to, 0.001% of the people who can actually do something with RAW.
Well,
or care to do something with RAW.
Right, but what I'm saying is you can put it in RAW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's now a standard, whatever.
It's a supported format.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. That's fine.
Which is huge because I've lost pictures because of this stupid proprietary shit.
Proprietary is never good.
Yeah.
So is iPhoto gone now as an application?
Yes.
Okay. Didn't know that.
And when you delete a picture, you can either delete it off your device or off your cloud.
Yeah, Google does it the same way. I mean, it's a matter of fact, I have a couple of iOS devices as well as Android, and I've got everything just going into my Google account through Google Plus.
Yeah.
Works well, and I can even from the iOS devices either delete local or delete everywhere, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Plus does it. I mean, it's been there for several years, and you can if you're not aware of it, it can be startling to discover that all of your pictures are in the cloud. But it's also very handy. So
when I first got my iPhone, this is really funny. I couldn't get used to because I kept looking for a person with 2 Android phones before it. So I kept taking screenshots accidentally. I found several folders weeks ago of nothing but screenshots of my iPhone desktop. I couldn't believe how many were there. I'm like, what kind of mental crap that I had to delete that was just taking up space. Anyways, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has that. That's all I'm saying.
No. Happens to everybody.
It's possible.
It's got some cool things. I think that if you are a photographer, you're not going to like photos.
Well, you have Aperture if you're a photographer, right?
No, Aperture's been gone for 2 years, 3 years.
So what do they use? Lightroom or something like that? One of the other,
If you really are a photographer, are you using an iPhone? I mean, is there an iOS device for a photographer?
I'll tell you what. Although the megapixels are not there in shootouts, you can see that the quality of an iPhone is still quite high because of the lens and the light that it lets in.
I think that there's nothing you can't make up for pixels, right?
You can.
So you've got a 16 megapixel camera.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Pixels actually don't matter as much as letting the light in and the lens in. You can get what the pixels do. It lets you zoom in.
Unless you make a bigger print, is what it does. That's really the difference.
Right.
It's just a bigger picture. So sometimes you might even want to take your megapixel 18 because who's going to make a poster-size print of a picture they took?
Right.
If you don't need that, you don't need the extra megapixels. But there's other stuff that's more important.
I think photographers and that kind of stuff would differ, right? Because most of the time you're cropping. And so when you crop it down and you need to bring it back to a normal size, then the megapixels matter and all.
Right.
Hmm.
But even like even if you look at a professional camera, like where's my SLR?
Yeah, I've got a Canon SLR camera that's 16 megapixels.
Yeah, so
And
this one here is like $3,000, right? And this is only, I think,
12.
12.
Yeah, because usually between 12 and 16. And
Yeah.
I have a 16. It's great. It does 1080p video as well as it doesn't do the Ultra HD stuff, but it does 1080p video and it takes great pictures, far better than any device that I have.
So this is my 16 megapixel HD video 1080 camera.
Yeah, I use it.
Show me, where is it?
And that's it. This is it.
It's it.
Oh, yeah,
known as a Galaxy
Yeah,
S5.
right, but
Yeah,
you know
S5
what?
camera.
You know what? If you're a photographer, you're not using a smartphone, period.
Yes, you're right.
But the good thing about the phones is that it's the best camera you have is the one that's next to you when you need it, right? So,
Yes.
And even with the megapixels, I have an app on here that does 32 megapixels on my iPhone.
Hmm.
But you can't, right? It's a physical impossibility.
No, it actually isn't. It's actually math, right? Megapixels are math. What it does is take 100 shots.
It needs to coin that phrase.
Megapixels are math. Sounds like sounds like an awesome T-shirt. Anyways, go ahead.
So, but the way megapixels work, you can actually fake megapixels. You can actually take multiple shots.
In some circumstances, you can, right? But when it comes down to it, photons striking chips are what megapixels are made of.
Right.
And,
so what the apps do now.
So this camera with 16 megapixels can take an awesome picture in a dark room without a flash. I don't need my flash 80 to 90% of the time. And that's the difference, because there's enough stuff in my camera to grab stuff that's going to turn something into something that's usable. And that's...
Call it what you will, it's still a shitty picture coming out of a phone. It's never going to be as good as my SLR. I will always be able to tell the difference, and you can too. There's just no way.
You can certainly do things with an SLR but the main reason that you can do things with the SLR is that it's got a 3-inch lens on it, and again, it comes down to physics. It comes down to physics. How many photons can you focus onto that chip? And the fact that you've got an aperture that's 2 inches is always going to beat an aperture that's a quarter of an inch in a camera.
The biggest issue with any cell phone is that it's not balanced, so you will never be able to hold it steady enough to take advantage of all those megapixels you have.
See, now that's where a lot of megapixels can make a difference, because I can use the stabilization in my camera to throw away 8 megapixels and still have an 8 megapixel camera.
But that's not the way it works. What megapixels do in a phone camera is what they do is they lower the number of megapixels hitting it, and what it does is blend all the other ones. So
it crops it, and it allows that image inside the box, right? It allows that image to move around, and as long as it's still inside the box, you're still going to get a good shot. And that's how motion compensation works. It gives you a smaller size shooting area. So larger number of physical megapixels gives you better motion compensation.
Chris, you win. Your camera is better than my camera. It doesn't matter. It's still a crappy picture. It's still not going to be a picture that you're going to say, look, I'm going to put this on my wall. It's still a crappy, there's a light issue, there's a lens issue, there's a shutter issue. It's just a representation of what you were doing. If you carry your SLR,
better.
Right, if you carry your SLR together, with your SLR, you're still going to get crappy pictures.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is, It's just there's nothing to be gained by that.
And then it all comes down to the eye of the photographer, right?
Actually,
because I have a cousin who's a
absolutely.
cameraman for CBS, and he takes pictures that crush everything that I ever think about.
All those pictures that they show you on the Apple commercials, right?
Yeah.
Taken with the iPhone and with they have like $30,000 rig holding that thing. They have somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. Plus, they have filters.
Or
With
they
a selfie stick.
yeah.
I thought those were taken with a selfie stick, and that was it. Man, I'm so disappointed.
You and me both, David.
I think the other side of it is that you filter through 10 million pictures and come up with 12 that are good.
Possibly.
You know, and you know, you can find 12 really great shots out of 10 million, you know, and that's it. So.
And if you're looking at a good camera phone, you have to go to Luminous.
Yeah, HTC's got some, and you know, there are definitely.
Because Microsoft went the other way, or Nokia, whatever the company calls it now, went the other way. They say, we don't care how obtrusive the lens is. We're going to give you a bigger lens with a bigger chip.
Mm-hmm.
But even those pictures, they're good, but they're not astonishing. You can look at them and tell that they are what they are.
Yeah, but Marco, it's all relative to look what camera phones took pictures like 5 years ago to what they do now.
Mm-hmm.
The technology is evolving. It's getting better with every generation of phones.
Right, but
It doesn't mean it's going to get better than an SLR, because those are getting better as well. It just means that they are improving and getting better.
you cannot fight physics, right? And the physics of a camera is that they have to allow in a lot of light into a big lens. So
Yes.
even when they come up with, you know, the 40 million pixel thing, it's still going to be encumbered by the physics.
You're right. You're right.
Unfortunately, because there's nothing more aggravating to me that we've been able to bring all these devices into one, but we have not been able to advance technology. Maybe the right thing to do would be to do a whole, like the backside, all be that chip that you can just point it. Because you don't need a lens. A lens is just all technology. At the backside of an SLR, there's a big chip like this big that does that. You can just put the chip on the outside.
Maybe they could put the chip in the iWatch, and you just hold your wrist up to take a picture.
It's coming.
Do the watches
Run a cord to it.
I think the watches have a camera, don't they? I'm not sure.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm just saying, as a goof, I could see people running around with their wrist in some wacky position. I got my.
Do any of the Android watches have lenses?
Cameras?
I think
I don't think.
Samsung ones do, don't they? Don't they have one on the band?
Which ones?
Maybe
I
you're
thought so.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just, you know, Chris, I think I'm too old for a damn watch thing. I carry I put a watch on when I put my suit on because I look funny without it.
I got a tag on my honeymoon, and I'm wearing it today, and it's 20 years old. So.
What's the face look like?
I actually had it cleaned. It looks pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Keeps on going.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I literally wear this thing. I wear it in the shower. It's a diver's watch, so I don't need to worry about it. And you know, I'll wear it for 2 weeks straight before taking it off. So.
Yeah, I have a tag.
Yeah, that's my primary watch. It's a tag. Also, I've had it since my 30th birthday. My wife got it for me, and I wear it every day, pretty much. The Galaxy Gear watches do have cameras on them, by the way. It's on the band.
Yeah, I thought they did.
I really love that Moto 360 phone. I love that it's round. I love that it uses the whole round thing. I think that's awesome looking phone. I'm sorry,
The watch. So you're going to get one of those once they get the API opened up to connect to Android? I mean, to Apple?
No, I probably still wouldn't get one, but I think that's the only one that I really like because it's to me the iWatch looks terrible. It looks like literally something that I would buy my daughter to play with.
The dead giveaway that the iWatch has problems is when everybody starts talking about, well, this is just the first generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a challenge.
I just don't get it.
So what's happening in social media? Anything going on there?
I don't know. Somebody just bought another damn company.
Oh, yeah, that's happening. That keeps happening. It's consolidating.
You can't get any satisfaction from that?
So
what about this?
The Sprinkler
What about all these?
just announced that we purchased Get Satisfaction, and so
Get Satisfaction.
Yeah, we talked about that when you weren't here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did we were talking about it? How did the changes in the Twitter API affect you?
So we meet with Twitter like weekly, so we can see what's coming and that kind of stuff. So we're ready when they roll out changes and things like that. We haven't been surprised by anything in a while. So.
Well, that's good. I think a lot of people are going to be, their businesses, not yours, but a lot of people's businesses are going to be totally screwed by that change in the API.
Yeah, it's going to be challenging for a lot of people, but Sprinkler's diversified, so while Twitter's important and it's a big piece of what most of our customers do, it's not unique. Did you guys see the article in Adweek about Groupon and their the Banana Defender?
The Banana Defender, you mean the go ahead, tell me about it.
So Groupon came out with a Groupon, and I think it was nationwide. I think so. And it was an offering for a plastic cover for a single banana that you could put it in your lunchbox, your kid's lunchbox or whatever, and your banana wouldn't get all mashed up. And of course, this has a very strong phallic kind of shape and look to it. And they were clever enough to understand that they were going to get a lot of sexual references to it, and so Groupon marshaled their forces and they got the team together and all that kind of stuff, and they posted the Banana Defender on their Facebook and Twitter accounts and things like that, and in a day they had something like 4,000 or 7,000 comments, and they responded to every single one.
Wow.
And it was lots of tongue-in-cheek, kind of stuff, and it was done very well. And for a publicly held company to be able to do this, lots of sexual innuendo in the comments and things like that, and them responding in an appropriate yet still kind of humorous way, is I thought it's kind of like a turning point, where people, there's been little bits of it throughout, and things like that, but to be able to take 4,000 people coming up with different kinds of jokes about how this thing is can be used is really an interesting way to handle that kind of stuff. So I thought it was an interesting thing.
I just put a picture in the chat window of this thing, in the our Google chat window. I don't see the issue. I really can't figure out what the problem is.
All that thing needs is a battery.
Exactly.
Interesting.
But, the concept is, if you're a corporate entity and you've got thousands of people making sexual jokes about what you're trying to sell, how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
Doesn't that go to the category? There's no such thing as bad press. You just take the press and take the sales.
Right.
Yeah.
just go with it, right? I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Unless you're like Chick-fil-A, it's not really a big problem.
Yeah.
Right. But a lot of a lot of companies would look at and say, I can't do, we can't take that kind of stuff. Take the sexual innuendo off our Facebook page and things like that. And I think that in my opinion, at least, Groupon walked that line the best that anybody could.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought it was an interesting, kind of an evolutionary step in social media.
Well, I got to thank you for this one. I think I know what my new Facebook profile picture is going to be.
I don't think it should be the profile. I think it should be the background picture.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, that's more power to you. Oh my God. Oh man. What else have we got, Marco?
Well,
Should we end on that note?
I think it's probably. Is that a high note or a low note? That's what.
but talking about, I say yeah, no again. So yes, but I'm seeing an opportunity for B2B social media stuff that doesn't exist. And I think that the opportunity is curated B2B social media. Because it becomes almost a little bit, I think the start of it has to be a research project, because the B2B people only tell you what they want to tell you, not what you want to know. That's the problem with social media, the B2B side.
Yeah, you got to actually learn what their business is about before you do it.
Right.
So I think that the opportunity would be if people get together and do a repository about everything they know about a given target, and you work on it target by target. I think that's the opportunity.
Okay.
That's an interesting concept. So being able to get all the information you can from different places in social media, put it together.
Right.
So I think there's a number of apps and sites that are doing that kind of stuff today.
Is there?
That will, when you're going to, it'll look at your calendar, and then it'll pull all available information.
Yeah,
I was using one. It had a weird name, like Tommy or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Tempo that does that. My calendar does that.
Yeah, Tempo does that.
Yeah.
LinkedIn just bought somebody that did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Recall or something.
Yeah. But Recall its accuracy is like 30%.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a problem.
If that, I'm being generous, Chris. But even with Tempo, it only tells you things that you could easily look up yourself.
Are you guys using LinkedIn Sales Navigator?
I am.
Yeah, that seems to be very interesting. That seems to be kind of strong.
It's expensive as hell.
Oh yeah, it's very expensive. But
it does work.
What it does, is you tell it I'm interested in these 10 companies or something like that, and then it looks at who you're reaching out to and who you're communicating with, and it suggests new leads in the companies that you're not talking to yet. So if you're talking to CIOs and CMOs or whatever, then it pull those in, but it also does a better job of finding similar titles and people with that you're not communicating with.
Right, but that's not something that you're not communicating to. That's somebody that's not accepted your LinkedIn, right? That's the issue that I find with that, right? So it says you should be talking to the CEO of JPMC.
Right. Jamie Dimon's not accepting your request?
No, I'm connected to him, but It just, what does it really mean, though? The people you want. The problem is that the people you want to connect with are not on LinkedIn actively.
Right.
So they're either throwing everything to a Gmail account they never check, or if they're hip, they have their admin, they maintain their stuff, or they have some third-party company do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know a lot of CIOs today that have their own PR people. On the personal side, not on the company side, on the personal side.
That's true. I've seen that
Yeah.
too.
So who are you really talking to anymore?
Well, I think, no matter what, the C-suite's always going to be tough to get into.
But that's what people want to go see, right?
Yeah. But if you're clever, then you got to start a little lower and work your way there. But
I'm actually writing an article about this.
interesting.
So as soon as I have it available, I'll shoot it out to you guys.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys. We've reached another end of breakfast. This will be available on our Blog Talk Radio probably within 24 hours. Where, by the way, I checked, we have 377,000 people that have downloaded our episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that
Cool.
script you wrote works, huh?
But my mother wants to know why she keeps getting all these downloads.
I thought it was those Chinese bots.
Exactly. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Sunday, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, bye guys. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.